And here it is, the year-end event. Got to dress up, look sharp, you know how it is. These are the top 10 best movies of 2010, per my opinion. Just remember, and do keep in mind that I didn't actually see every movie that came out. I haven't seen Buried, and people rave about Buried. Buried might be one of the top 10 best, but I didn't see it, so I can't say it is. And without further ado, here we go. Number 10. You said number 10 kicks ass, and yes, it does kick all that ass. Now, Kick-Ass is the first of a couple movies that, in my opinion, will get absolutely robbed in the box office in 2010. Kick-Ass is an awesome and ludicrously outrageous superhero movie that really pushes the bounds as to what a movie can and cannot do. A little girl gets spin-kicked in the face. I'm not down for beating kids or anything like that, but even if you hate Kick-Ass, you gotta give it credit for the balls. Number 9. True Grit is truly gritty. Doesn't really work like Kick-Ass kicks ass. And this is probably a little higher on a lot of other people's top 10 lists, but this movie surprised me. I really did like it. I expected a really artsy-ass western about revenge. What I got was a little girl who stole the show, a badass old dude, and a really realistic manhunt. And every time I see a review bitching about the needless violence, just makes me like the movie even more. Dude totally gets shot in the face. It's awesome. Number 8. The Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole. Could I say that any gayer? This one also surprised me. I was hoping it would be good. I did not expect it to be on my top 10 list. But the director of 300 made a movie about owls badass. I mean, how often can you say that? Probably never before, because the director of 300 has never made an owl movie until now, so, you know, one time. Yeah, the movie felt a little rushed in a couple of parts, and it should have been longer than an hour and a half, minimum 2 hours. But a rated PG movie about owls should not have made me feel like I did when I watched Lord of the Rings for the first time, but watching this movie, the feeling was quite similar. For that, number 8. Number 7. The triumphant return of the old-school-ish feeling of Disney with Tangled. Remember when Disney was just the pinnacle of really good animated movies? Well, in 2010, they came back to show us they still got it. They mixed the old-school classic feel of the old Disney movies with new, modern, and relevant characters. Characters that most people can relate to, or at least like. True, it's not a classic like The Lion King, but it might be because it's just 2 months old. Number 6. That's right, most people use it, admit it, and this is where my comment section blows up with people who don't use Facebook, the social network. It's funny, when this movie came out, people were like, a movie about Facebook? Lame! Yes, a movie about a digital multi-billion-dollar social networking site in a predominantly digital age. It's worth knowing about. And it's really well done, well acted, well directed, well written. And it's interesting. I mean, can you really ask for more? Can you really? Think of it this way, you don't have to have been in the loony bin to appreciate One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, so even if you don't use Facebook, it's worth watching. Number 5. And we're halfway done with number 5, the second movie that was robbed in the box office, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. You think you're badass? Try taking on the world. Or at least 7 Evil X's. Shit is not fun, take it from me. This is honestly one of the most unique movies of the year. If you're an old school gamer of like the Legend of Zelda variety, or you've ever had a girlfriend with maybe a weirdo ex, it's relatable and it's for you, so check it out. But emphasis on the whole gamer thing. If you're a gamer, it's your movie. Number 4. Number 4 is the movie I held off my top 10 list for 127 hours. And I'm absolutely glad I held off the list for this. This is the story of a guy who is in the most grim of situations and he really has to ask himself, how bad do I want to live? It's well acted, well directed, it affects you, you think about it long after the movie's over, and it also makes you squirm. Definitely good, definitely an Oscar contender. Go check it out, if it's in a theater near you. Number 3. Mark Wahlberg may be a shit choice for Nathan Drake, but he was a great choice for Mickey Ward in The Fighter. And that's Mickey Ward, not Mickey Rourke. I'm not saying that, it's a different guy. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg was good, but give Bale the Oscar, seriously. This is just a good movie and a good story about conflict, family, letting go, overcoming big-ass obstacles in the ring as well as out, and it pretty much tied with my number 2 choice. Number 2. That's right, we're going for hard on this one. Toy Story 3. Yes, an animation for my number 2 choice, because it's not meant for kids. It's meant for adults that were once kids, but also kids. 127 hours may have been more intense, The Fighter may have been more real, but Toy Story 3, man, that just hit me. I don't know why, from what I've heard, it hit everybody. I mean, when's the last time you heard about people being that united about one thing? I mean, since, what, 9/11? I'm serious, it was good, the movie was good. If you don't cry, it's because you held it back. That or you were raised by Frances Dollarhide's mom.
Number 1.
Because you gotta kind of sound like Patrick Stewart when you say that. You just do.
Number 1.
And number 1, the best movie of the year. The movie for the heart, the mind, and the soul. You already know what it is. It's Inception. This movie had it all. Great action, an awesome and unique premise. Great actors, solid directing, solid script. It's about the subconscious. Like, by default, that's awesome. And this movie had the ending that, as far as I can tell, is still the topic of many a conversation. So the king of the year, Inception. So there it is, folks. That's my top 10. What do you think? What's your top 10? Comment below. Let the world know, what did you like this year? Because you know this show, it's all about this. It's all about the interaction. I give a shit. I got a heart. Toy Story 3 was number 2. And in a world of all balance, stay tuned in the next couple days for my top 10 worst picks of the year. Best picks for worst. Top 10 worst movies. They're coming. And of course, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, then click right here to see more.